Addicted to this feeling, I can't help but swallow up
your poison.
All right, welcome back to the channel, America's Reality 360, where we bring you the reality of America. Today, on our Serious Saturday video, we're going to be talking about something serious, okay? They're banning thousands of foods, maybe, and some of them might be your favorite foods, like candies, snacks, drinks, Gatorades, sodas, all that good stuff, okay? Stuff you probably shouldn't be eating anyway, but a lot of us do. A lot of us are guilty of it, but they're talking about not necessarily banning the food specifically, but banning the additives in the food. The some would say poisons in the food, all this unnatural stuff, all these chemicals that they put in the food to make it look better and more appealing just so you'll buy it, and they don't really care about the consequences, okay? So, like I said, this is a big list, but some of the main ones are right here, okay? And they're going to be looking to ban. Now this is like a state by state thing. It's not going to be a federal thing. Each state is going to have to do it individually, but they've already done this in many countries in Europe, and so it shows that these companies can make changes to their recipes in order to not poison us and give us healthier options, and who doesn't want that, right? So let's dive into it here. Okay, now in California, they've already passed this bill, okay, and it's because a lot of these foods ingredients are linked to cancer, right? And some of these foods include Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Lucky Charms, Gatorade, all right? And as you see here, a staggering 60% of the food consumed in America contains these additives, all right? Not good. Now, like I said, California's already done this. They called it a Skittles ban, okay? And that outlawed 4 food additives linked to cancer and fertility issues, okay? Now, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, I know Missouri, right? Illinois, they want to start doing it too, okay? And now the bill in California doesn't go into effect until January 2027. So these companies do have time to make some changes. But as a lot of people are already waking up to, right? We have these things like high fructose corn syrup, vegetable oils, seed oils, okay? A lot of people are onto the seed oils lately that are really bad for you. And soy, tons and tons of soy. It seems like they're putting soy in everything. And a lot of people think, I'm not saying it, but I've heard a lot of people say that this soy increase could be linked to other types of increases that are happening in the country, right? Like if you look at certain studies, it shows that over time, things have been increasing, and some people think it may be linked to the increase in soy because, as some people say and some studies show, soy is linked to raising estrogen levels, all right? And some people think there's a correlation to other things that are also increasing in the country. So that's another topic for another day, but like I said, it could be a link. Now, experts are saying that these changes could, affect the look, taste, and texture of some of our foods. But I mean, let's be serious. You got to weigh your pros and cons, right? Do you want your food to be all shiny and appealing, or do you want it to be healthy? Okay, we don't want to be poisoning people, and especially the kids. So some of these bills are going to target kids specifically. They want to ban it from just schools maybe. But as you'll see here, a lot of this stuff is linked to like hyperactivity, restlessness, and behavior problems and inattentiveness, okay? Right here, they had a study in 2021 that proved that. And, the way I look at it is like, so you bring your kid into the doctor, you say, hey, doc, my kid can't calm down. I can't get my kid to chill out. And what does the doctor say? He doesn't say, take out the red 40 and the yellow 6 from the diet. No, he says, here's a bottle of Ritalin. Give your kid that. And now your kid's taking unnatural pills. So it's like an endless cycle of unnatural additives and chemicals in the food that just leads us to the doctor. Even when we're older, for us adults, if you have cancer or a gastro problem and it's because of what you've been eating in your food, that just leads you to the big pharma dole where they're telling you, oh, here, take our pills now. And it's like an endless cycle of unnatural garbage that they have us ingesting. Okay? So again, they already did this in California with the Skittles ban, and that went for the 4 specific additives, which were brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, propylparaben, and red 3. Okay, and in Europe, they've already outlawed these exact chemicals and additives because they were linked to kidney, thyroid, and gastrointestinal cancer, plus mood disorders. All right, now this gastro problem is huge right now. You probably know people that have been complaining about gastro disorder. I hear it all the time. It's bad. I've experienced it. And it's most likely from this stuff they're putting in our food. Okay. And now places like New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Missouri, and Pennsylvania, they want to go even further than the Golden State. All right. Because, for example, New York's bill calls for the ban of azodicarbonamide, which is in breads and other baked goods, your cupcakes, stuff like that, and butylated hydroxynisole, a preservative used in processed meats. All right, so we're all eating that. And like a good rule of thumb is if the chemical that's in your food looks like it should be in your weed killer, right? I mean, azodicarbonamide. Tell me that doesn't sound like a poison, right? It definitely doesn't sound natural. So, you go in the grocery store and nobody's reading the ingredients anymore. I mean, I'm not perfect. I eat a lot of this stuff too, but I have changed my diet recently. I go to my local produce stand a lot more. I only drink water that comes from a natural spring. And to be honest, it's a natural spring in my area. So, because even the water now, it's flavor enhanced water. Look at it. Like the Walmart water, it's flavor enhanced. It has sodium carbonate. It actually has ingredients. Water should never have ingredients in it. It's just water. Am I right? I don't know. Not anymore. It's 2024, guys. Read your ingredients. Nobody's reading it. They're just ingesting it. And then down the road, they have health issues. And like I said, that leads to some doctor telling you, oh, here, just take these pills. So now in Pennsylvania, they're really going after the food colorings, the red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, and 2, due to their links in hyperactivity in children. Okay, a lot of this stuff, it's made to give candies bright, attractive colors or to change the hues of the processed food to make them more appealing. So these multi-billion-dollar companies are doing this stuff just to sell us their products, okay? They'll put whatever it takes to get it out the door faster, to make it last on the shelf longer, and to make it more appealing to your eye so you buy it. They do not care about the health implications, and apparently the FDA hardly cares too. Look here, scientists suggest this may be because the dyes interfere with dopamine in the brain. Dopamine in the brain? That's what heroin does. Heroin interferes with the dopamine in your brain. I mean, these chemicals are obviously bad. All right. Look, these additives are introduced to children at an age where they are still developing. And when you introduce them at a young age, it really just increases their risk over time. So this is really bad stuff. All right. The bans are in place in California. These other states are starting to do it, and they should. Now we have some people that are going against it, and they're saying, we have studies that prove they don't hurt you. But I mean, if even one study like this one, several studies in animals have also linked the additives to cancer, including kidneys and blood, right? Look at this. 3 of these dyes, the red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6, can also be contaminated with benzene, a known carcinogen. A carcinogen, that's what's bad in cigarettes, right? And cigarettes have to have a label on them. And now, as we saw here, some of these things in Europe, the red 40 must carry a warning label. Why don't we have that here? Titanium dioxide is linked to lung cancer in rats when airborne, but disputes over evidence. There's disputes over the evidence. Okay, listen, if there's even a risk of you getting lung cancer, wouldn't you want to know that? I mean, my dad just died from kidney cancer that spread to his lungs, and then the lung cancer got him, And I did want to say, just bear with me on this video. I wanted to do this channel a long time ago, off topic, I'm sorry, but after my dad passed, I kind of got thrown off. He's my best friend. He was just the best, and I didn't take it well. So that's why I haven't been making videos for a while. That's why my settings are messed up a little bit right now. But just bear with me. I'll be back to good quality content very soon. Anyway, back to our story. Sorry about that. So here we go. See, look, California has introduced another bill aiming to ban all of the dyes and green 3 from its schools. Studies have also linked green 3 to hyperactivity in children. All right, this stuff is bad. It's very bad. It's basically poison. And the problem is, this has already been tried in 5 states and it was shot down. So, opposition says this is not a tidal wave of change, adding that 5 states, Indiana, Maryland, South Dakota, Washington, and West Virginia, have had attempts to bring bans on the additives, but they were quashed. Okay? Because it's such a convoluted process. Like these bills right now, they're only currently in committees in their state houses. They still need to pass votes in the House, committees, Senate, and gain a signature from the governor before they become law. And these companies have till 2027. And as most people would say, these billion-dollar companies link up with these allegedly corrupt politicians, and then they just all get in cahoots on how are they going to screw over the American people, right? How are they going to lead us to big pharma? So the big pharma companies that also some people would say in a dream they might have had, that the big pharma companies are paying off the politicians to write all these bills too. How about they just do what's best for we the people, right? So what I would say to that is read your ingredients, start going to your local farmers market more often, and look out for your kids. Pay attention to what they're putting in their bodies, and maybe write your local governor, your state governor, your local politician, your local representative, because these food dyes are really bad. You probably shouldn't be eating dye, right? And some people would say that dye is also linked to something else. I'm not saying it. I've just heard some people say that sometimes when you see like the hair dye, and some people have colored dye in their hair, some people think it gets to your brain, and the hair dye kind of messes with you too, and it's very unhealthy. Now, like I said, that's not what I'm saying, but I've seen certain people think that there's a link to hair dye and a certain type of person. I don't know. You let me know what you think down in the comments, all right? Are you mad that they're going to be banning these foods? Do you think these companies have ample time to make these changes, so they should make these changes? Or do you think it's okay? Do you think it's perfectly fine? Or do you think this is just a ploy to get us closer to eating the bugs? Is this just a Klaus Schwab, right? A tactic from good old Klaus Schwab. Some people might know who he is. Some people might not. But look him up. Some people would say that he's the guy that wants you to eat the bugs. But, that's also another story for another day. I think this may be an attempt to go a healthier route. And I do appreciate that if that's really what it is. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Tune in tomorrow for our Sunday Fun Day meme review video. Give me any advice you might have, any tips you might have. If you were stuck with me this long and bared with it, I greatly appreciate you, okay? Give me some grace, please. This is my first day back, and I'm very new at this, but I'm learning, and I just want to tell the truth to the American people. I feel like it's something I need to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Tune in tomorrow for another cool video on America's Reality 360, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, guys. Later.